Hello and welcome to Dandysoap DIY. This is the full tutorial on how to build the Christmas sleigh along with the primitive snowman. And we are going to build him complete. So this is how to build a primitive snowman and how to build a Christmas sleigh. Now I'm using the canvas drop cloth from Walmart, but you can use muslin cloth. So you'll need to cut one 9-inch circle and one 12-inch circle to make a more elongated snowman. This will shorten your distance. So you're going to place a running stitch all the way around the inner perimeter of your circle. And I usually kind of clip mine and hold it in place while I stuff it. Fill it with polyfill, and this will begin to take shape. Add a little bit of cinnamon to truly give it a primitive touch. And once you are content with the polyfill, you can pull it up and mash it and shake it to get it just right. I also added a handful of small stones or pebbles in the bottom of mine to give it weight to hold it down. Now you see that I'm using a 1/4 of an inch ribbon. This is leftover ribbon that may have come on a gift or something I had. And I am using it because it's thicker to go through this canvas drop cloth. Thread doesn't do really good and you have to double up. So cross stitch thread works really well, or tapestry thread. But these small ribbons, as you can see, it will draw it taut, pull it up real tight and snug. Now, when you do the head of your snowman, you're going to do the same thing. So trim off any difference that you didn't gather up and begin filling the head part, the 9-inch circle, with polyfill. Once again, a little bit of sprinkle of cinnamon and one that takes away that odor that comes from the canvas drop cloth, and it makes it smell good. Now we're going to attach it, and as you see, the part that's gathered for the head is up top. That will be camouflaged by the top hat, and it will help this to take form better if you sew his head to the body on the soft side that's already stuffed. Once again, using some scrap ribbon to attach them. You do not have to be specific on these stitches. The point is to get the head attached to the body as close as you can underneath, because all of this will be covered when we begin decorating our snowman. So the primitive snowman looks very primitive, and we will make him look even better. As you see, I just keep making my stitches. Now he's attached together. Shape him up a little bit and trim off any excess ribbon that you used once you get it all tied together. So now we're going to make his top hat. All snowmen are complete with a top hat, and I always keep about a 4-inch, 4.5-inch metal lid around because I like the brim of the top hat larger. You'll cut 2 cardboard pieces the same, and you can place them together. This makes it easier. It gives it a more firm surface, and I cut it in the center and cut the middle out. This makes it easier when I go to cover it with felt, and it will take the task out of it really smooth. And if you have foam core board, you could use that as well. I just need something with strength. Cut you about a 2.5 inch strip of felt and begin gluing it around your cardboard disc. If you have a better method of doing this, by all means use it. This is just how I am trying to develop a felt top hat. And once again, I'm gluing the felt around the ribbon spool. All of this is repurposed. So I keep my ribbon spools because I make a lot of top hats for snowmen and other characters that I build. So here you see me just trimming it down to get it just right. This will cover the open end of the ribbon spool. That's all it's for, so that I will have a smooth, flush top to my top hat. I glue my felt on, and I recommend using a good glue stick. It works even better than the hot glue because you don't have to smooth it out. It's already slick and smooth, and it gives good adhesion. Once I've got my top covered, I just trim it. Now, we will be doing a little more to this, but I will give you a tip here. Whenever you are doing this, you can use a black magic marker to color in the cardboard. However, if you decide to trim it out, that's not going to make a difference, and you'll see that I do that as well. So let's glue our top to our spool, and now I'm going to use some of this black cotton cording, and I purchased this at Dollar General. It is pure cotton, and it is solid black, and it's basically like just a cotton twine. It's not a G twine, it's a cotton twine. And trimming out the top of the hat. This smooths it off and covers up any minor imperfections. I'm attaching the hat now to the brim, and this will finish off the hat. Voila! Here we have. Isn't that cute? And it's going to fit atop of his head perfectly. As you build your primitive snowman, you can determine what size hat he needs, and you can use, like I said, ribbon spool, cardboard, or maybe you make a smaller, taller hat. You could use a paper towel board or a toilet paper board. Now, I have these beautiful little black safety pins, baby safety pins, and I select 3 of the same size. You're going to love this trick. To create his carrot nose, I always have some orange burlap ribbon, and I had gotten this during the fall, and I just take a 2.5 by 2.5 inch piece square, and I roll it up and glue it together, and I wind it really tight. This makes it easier, and it gives it a larger side and a narrow side to make it pointed just like a carrot. If you have regular burlap ribbon, you can use your Sharpie orange marker and color it orange, which you've seen me do in the past. Once you are content and happy with the size of the carrot nose, you can trim it down. I'm sizing it up. Now, at this point, when you glue it, make sure you press it well into the fabric. It's not ever going to come off. And if you have time, you can use tacky glue. I'm selecting 2 of these small pearls I got from Dollar Tree, along with my black paint marker. And I'm going to paint these little pearls black because these will become the snowman's eyes. A pair of tweezers are really handy when you're doing these small items. I always keep this pair in my crafting room, and it is part of my tools. Voila, there's his little eyes. He's got his little nose, and I'm going to give him a smile. I generally use buttons. You guys know I love my buttons. I use a lot of buttons, but for this particular primitive snowman, I wanted to use cotton, cording, and threads, and anything that would be small to keep him, I don't know, more charming and whimsical. So this whimsical snowman has a smile now, and you'll need some really pointed, sharp scissors to trim that off. Now, the little pieces you trimmed off, watch this. You're going to love this trick. We're going to create him some eyebrows. And once again, utilize your tweezers. They are handy tools, and put just a dab. If you don't own the cordless Surebonder mini glue gun, it has a micro tip, and I love this thing because I can get in small places. Now, this is what we're going to do with those safety pins. You're going to place it through the fabric just a little bit. Put one of the bells on it. These are the little mini red bells that you get from Dollar Tree. And then you will close it up. As long as no one undoes the safety pin, the bell will stay on his chest. And they are slippery, so you've seen it take off with me. And I put 3 on his belly. And these sound so cute and jingly. It truly is a whimsical, primitive snowman. And this is how to make him. Keep in mind, these items, when you make these by hand, you do them with love. They took a lot of time, and they can be heirlooms that will pass down for years. Grab one of those peppermint stick fat quarters from Dollar Tree, and the red burlap ribbon I got from Dollar General. And I am putting that around the brim of his hat. Once again, if you have minor imperfections, all of it will be masked and disguised. So do not keep that from straying you from proceeding with making this beautiful little whimsical primitive snowman. The checkered ribbon I also got from Dollar General. It has a wire in it, so I took the wire out of the ribbon and doubled it with the peppermint fabric that is absolutely adorable. I fell in love with this fabric. It is beautiful. I am so impressed with Dollar Tree and what they have to offer us. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing and make sure you save this to your playlist so that you can go back and watch it and make your whimsical primitive snowman. I really appreciate the thumbs up. If you're liking this video, give it a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know that you enjoyed the video, and they'll show you more of the like. Now, when you clip the bottom edges of the ribbon, you can fray it out. This truly gives it a primitive look, and I rub it with my hands to rouge it. I grabbed one of my wooden stars, and I placed a few little cut-off greenery picks that I've been using for Christmas decorations. And I glued that to the back of the star so that I can use that as his cloche on his scarf. You can decorate him any way you like. This will just give you some ideas. And I will love to see your photos and your take on making your whimsical primitive snowman. Now for the finishing touch, you must add cinnamon or cloves or allspice, anything like that that's your powdered herbs, and just a sprinkle. I use every bit of it. You'll see me touch down on the mat and put it on him. I grab me a brush and massage it in really good and dust off anything that will just, it looks better. You'll see how smooth. This is the difference, and he is beautiful. Now, this is Rosie. You've seen me use it before. This is a mini desk vacuum. The affiliate link will be found down below. I implore you to get one, and especially if you use glitter. And oh my goodness, I love it. Kathy Jo DIY, thank you so much. I've been using it ever since. All right, so we want to make a Santa bag because our snowman's going to be escorting Santa's gift bag versus Santa Claus. And you can also make a primitive Santa Claus with this same pattern. Just simply change out his dressings and make him more like a snowman and add him a little beard. Change his hat. It'd be so great. I took a skew and cut it and glued it to those mini drums you get in the pack at Dollar Tree. I also get the mini gifts, and I take ribbon and replace that metallic foil paper with ribbon instead. And it's super easy. They are just foam cubes. You could use your packing leftovers that you get. Maybe you purchase from Amazon using my links. And when they send you packaging, I always buy something that's got some kind of styrofoam. And you can cut those into cubes. But this is pretty handy if you grab a pack of those from Dollar Tree and you want to reuse them or change them out. I have used them for years. I've changed them out several times, put different fabrics on them. So now I'm going to take the metallic foil cord that comes with it, generally hangs ornaments, and I put it back on the packaging. You can also use ribbon or string. So let's make his sack. I have this velvet ribbon and the foam glue from Dollar Tree I highly recommend. Get the regular dry cube and glue it together. They'll double stack it. You should save this video to your playlist by clicking the plus button and subscribe to the channel. That way you can go back and review this video at your leisure, and as you build it, build along with me. Watch the video, pause it when you need to, stop it as you need to, and watch it as many times as you like. This way you can get back to it really easy by saving it and creating your own playlist. So I glued two pieces of the felt velvet ribbon together, And I made it the size that I wanted. So you'll have to contour this and customize it to the size that works for you. I wrapped it on the bottom just like a gift and glued it into place. This has a wire ribbon to it, so the trim was very beneficial. And you can get this one from Dollar Tree. A lot of times you will find it at Christmas with this little shiny red trim. And I took the matching coordinating fabric that I selected with the peppermint sticks and put it around the bag. That just really topped it off as Santa's bag. The wire trim that I cut off of that ribbon, I'm showing you how to make a shoestring bow by simply making it like an awareness ribbon and twisting it, trimming the tails, and voila, you have your ribbon. Glue it into place, and you are set. Now you have your Santa bag that can also go in the backside of the sleigh. Take those little gifts and put one of the pick sticks in them, or even a wooden skew, a toothpick, it doesn't matter. And you can burst through the fabric as well as into the styrofoam. And once you make that pick, you can easily create the presents pouring out of the bag, just as we've seen for many years. Any kind of decoration for Christmas, you always have Santa's bag boiling over with gifts. And the little drums I glued into place. These candy canes, these are mini ornaments that I got from Walmart, and I love them. So I bought a pack of those. So glad I found them in my stash and decided, this would be perfect coming out of Santa's bag. And I just glued those into place. I didn't even put a pick on them. Anything to camouflage the green sponge in the bottom, the floral sponge. Now, this is how to make the Christmas sleigh. And I put this at the tail end of the video for those of you who simply wanted to learn how to do the primitive snowman and not interested in how to make the sleigh. So stay tuned because we're going to build the sleigh. Now, what you'll need to do is mark your wreath hanger 1 inch down from the top. We're going to use the curve that's already in it that hooks upon the door. This will become the axles for the sled. And on the bottom of the sleigh, the sleds and skis per se. And we're going to create axles. So place your needle nose pliers just above your mark, and that's where you bend it. Whichever direction you want it to go, place your needle nose pliers just above the mark that you made. When you bend it, it will bend right on the mark. So we're going to bring this wreath hanger around, and we want that next bend. Once we accomplish that, you're going to need to bring it upward, as you see here. If you're using your needle nose pliers, trust me, you can whittle this thing back and forth and it will snap just like that. We want to take this part and put it underneath the existing tab to lock it into place. And it will hold itself. There's no glue required. Voila, there we go. Now we have it locked into place. You can also use these as cool napkin rings for primitive napkin holders on your table and dress them up. Just another little tidbit using the wreath hanger hack. I'm showing you how to do the next one. Same again. And I make the second one better than I did the first one because, well, I knew what to expect and I knew what I was going to need to do in order to create my axle. And you're only going to need two. We will be using every inch just about of these wreath hangers, so you will need 2 wreath hangers. There is no other way around it. If you have a husband who's a welder or who has a lot of metal, you probably have this as scrap that he could get for you and you could use it. So once you make that bend, once again, you're going to bend it backwards and forth, and it's going to snap. It is very heavy duty, it's strong, and once you take that tab and put it underneath the other, it is officially locked in place. It's not going anywhere, and it's not going to slide out. How about a thumbs up? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, well, do, and save this video to your playlist. So mark your slides 1 inch from the rear and from the front. This will give placement as to where you need to remove any excess metal from off of your wreath hanger. Once again, just bend it back and forth. Make sure you put those needle nose pliers just in front of your mark and bend it. And once you bend it back and forth, you have your sled. Make your second one the same way. And whenever you get ready to put it together, you'll notice that the curves in the front, where the wreath generally hangs on the wreath hangers, you'll want to kind of finesse it a little bit and bend it out a little bit so it's not so curved. Take a sanding sponge and smooth off the edges just in case. There was absolutely no shards, no sharps, nothing. It was smooth, but I did sand it just to make sure that none of that scratched my tables or my fireplace, anything like that. I didn't want scratches on my furniture. So lay the two axles 1.25 inches from each other, and you're going to separate your slides 1 inch. So you need 1 inch apart on the sleds, and now you will set your axles 1 3/4 inches apart from each other. And you want that head clearance from the front so that when you put your crate on, it's not going to bump it. Mark where those go. This is important. Sand these axles just where they're going to be touching metal to metal. This will give permanent adhesion, and it's not ever coming off. Do the same thing to the sled. Sand them where the axles will be sitting. You have your marks there, and it's not going to come off, and you're going to be gluing this. Select a heavy-duty adhesive such as E6000. You could use Loctite. I happen to have this Gorilla Glue that I had bought some time ago, and I'm going to be using it. It will give you working time when you use the Gorilla Glue or the E6000. You can go ahead and put your adhesive on there and place your axles onto your sleds. Now you will notice I haven't painted my crate yet. And you can select any wooden crate from Dollar Tree that you like. You can use the open-sided or the closed. And I'm going ahead and putting my adhesive on it. And this will have standing time, or what we call working time. So I will literally just leave it sitting there. I'm going to take Tuscan Red to paint my sleigh. And the reason being is I select this color. It's an apple barrel color. And you can mix the crimson along with the ink if you're using Waverly chalk paints to officially get this primitive rustic red, deeper than regular red. Put some weight in it and let it sit overnight and let it adhere and cure. It's not ever coming loose. So this is how you use the white wax method. You'll use your white wax and the brushes for the wax brushes. I'll use an affiliate link down below. You can get these brushes, $10 for 2 of them. You get 2 different ones, this rounded one and a flatter one. Buff out any difference once you massage the wax onto your project. Place Mod Podge on the inside to preserve it and give it a shine so that it's not clinging or picking any fabrics you may place in it. And voila, we have our sled. We're loading him up. We put the Santa gift bag in the back, a couple of candy canes, and this whimsical primitive snowman is so darn adorable. Oh my goodness, he's so cute, and I just love him. He is gorgeous. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do. Please like the video. It helps me get served through YouTube to other people. And until the next DIY, go out, make your Christmas sleigh. Merry Christmas. And this is Elizabeth. I'll be crafting, y'all. Bye.